We are Nerdsmith. Hello, Goonies. This is Angela, and thank you for joining us for Shenanigoons. What you are about to enjoy is a previously recorded live stream session. If you want to join us and help us craft the chaos as part of our Twitch audience, we stream Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Find us at nerdsmith.org or on twitch.tv/wearenerdsmith. So without further ado, please enjoy the madness.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shenanigoons. I don't really have an intro yet, so that's what you're getting. And hello to my players.
Hello. Hello.
Shenanigoons is a crazy, what do we call it? Industrial fantasy setting in the city of, not Cinderhaven, it is Ashport. Ashport, home of the infamous Birchfield Institute. And the players are playing characters called proctors, which are the special, special agents of the not university. I just lost the word. Institute, who go out and retrieve magical artifacts. That's pretty much it. The players are currently heading over to a different city. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second here. But we want to talk about our game, as this game has a lot of audience participation that can be involved. And that means you can be involved as well. We have our little emergency party fund up there. 1 bit equals 1 copper. So every bit that gets donated is 1 copper in the party's pockets.
Which we appreciate.
We haven't really explained in game. It's like a wired, money's wired to them from the Institute, I guess. And then we have down to the bottom, your right, stage left, is the tip the scales little graphic down there. And that's going to tell you all about the 4 different ways you can donate to affect the stream. You can donate $10 to gift a reroll to a player. That one's pretty self-explanatory, or to me. You can spend 15 to roll the wheel of causality, and it will spin, telling us the lesson that the characters will learn. That didn't work. And it doesn't rhyme. I got to work on that and not be copyright breaching. There's a lot of fun things on there. It's kind of like a wild magic surge. So there's a lot of good stuff on there. And then you have to choose an NPC with the wheel of causality, or excuse me, a PC, not just an NPC, PC or NPC. $25 lets you introduce an NPC. You give a name, race, and maybe a real brief description of what they're doing there, and we will desperately try to look up and see it fast enough to get it all introduced. I'm working on finding a bot that'll put it all into the chat for us. That'll help out a lot. And then the last one is a time stop, which is basically a God moment that the player can have to step outside of the time stream and perform some miracle to help their fellow party members. That can happen in roleplay or in combat, doesn't really matter. So those are the 4 things that you can do in addition to donating bits to affect the stream. And I think that's that. Oh, I'd like to thank our sponsors, World Anvil. World Anvil, the most robust world building and campaign management software that exists on the internet today. It is the best world building tool anywhere in existence. You can go to worldanvil.com to sign up to try it out with a free account. And then when you're ready to become a pro, you can step up and get a guild membership and get all the benefits that are involved with that, including being able to vote on new options, getting a lot of customization options, and maybe even hearing about new products sooner than others over there on dieharddice.com. If you want to pick one up for yourself, use the coupon code use the coupon code Goonies for 15% off your order.
You know, I really need to do that because I've got Callie dice for Countless Heroes, but I do not have Bonnie dice, so I need to remedy that.
Good. So
no, there's purple red set. I'm there now. You're in trouble.
Everybody in the world needs more dice except for you.
I've seen it.
When you get into to quadruple digit dice numbers, I think you've had. No? All right, fine. You hit 5 digits, though, you're done.
Every bit you donate is another dice Tessa's allowed to have in her house.
Well, you got a lot to make up for then.
Oh, I meant additional to what she already has.
They have meatballs.
They We do have meeples.
They just
That's
came
a
out with
whole
metal
new category
meeple.
for her to collect.
Yeah, that's brand new category for them. They are adorable and amazing and wonderful.
Oh.
Okay.
No, I said whole new category for Tessa to collect.
Oh, yeah, good gosh.
That
Well,
would
that's
be
our
my friend Jill.
We have Jill and Tim, they collect meeples. As a matter of fact, I made them 6 or 7 inch wood Star Trek meeples of themselves for their. It was very, very
They were
cool.
adorable.
Very cute.
So, and then lastly, go to nerdsmith.org to see the amazing shows that exist over there, as we are very proud to be a part of that network. And which show we're supposed to be promoting this week?
Us.
Us.
And then you can go check out Shenanigoons in the content page.
Shenanigoons, an industrial fantasy D&D game where our viewers contribute to the chaos. Starring Angela McCain as Adelaide, human arcane archer. Michael Janelle as Arthur, human warlock. Tessa Bryce as Bonnie, half sea elf bard. Kyle Taylor as Merrick, halfling thief. Heather Asquith Janelle as Val, half orc cleric. And Logan Bryce, our dungeon master. This episode of Shenanigoons was recorded in front of a live Twitch streamed audience. Please be advised, giveaways, promotions, and show premieres mentioned in this episode may be a little out of date. Enjoy.
So who would like to recap?
I'll do it. No, someone else do it.
I wasn't here for half the episode.
I can do it if you'd like.
You weren't here for half the episode?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
he
you
was
weren't.
late.
That's right.
He was coming in late. Merrick got left behind.
He's helping Brindlehoff.
Exactly. So we arrived in Alaris, and Natalie was the one who was holding the sign that said Birchfield Proctors, and she brought us to the palace where we were told Susan the Lesser was. And unbeknownst to us, the palace is more like a nightclub rather than an actual palace. So we were a little confused on that point.
What you gonna do?
It was a big warehouse kind of looking place where outside there were 2 bugbears carrying pikes guarding the doors. Arthur was incredibly ingenious and using a bit of, I think, mirror image or silent image, one of the two, convinced them that their boss was looking for them and got them away from the door so we could get inside. Inside,
Some
according
say
to
they're
Logan...
still standing there to this day.
Yes. According to Logan, the inside is quote-unquote super bougie. So, there you go. Bonnie went up to the band and joined them to try and make it a little bit more Lindsay Sterling-esque up in there, and did very well on a performance check, earning the attention of a gnome fellow with a little glow on his glasses by the name of Joni Starr. And he invited Bonnie out, which she mistook as a business meeting. Apparently he had something else in mind. The rest of the crew find Susan the Lesser as Merrick arrives and uses his adorable childlike innocence to sneak his way in. Yay! Hi, Darbear!
Oh, hi, thank you.
Thank you for the raid! And with perfect timing, we're just getting started with a little recap. And so Merrick gets into the bar with the help of a gentleman posing as a concerned citizen, helping him look for his mom, who turned out to be Adelaide, as Merrick described her.
Would you call me uptight?
Yes.
She's, what's the word? Uptight.
Yep, that was it.
Damn it.
Arthur met the guards of the VIP area, Millie and Vanilli, and managed to buy his way in with a drink as long as they didn't let Val in. So Adelaide and Arthur got into the VIP room and met Susan the Lesser, who is a valley girl and snooty and obnoxious.
14.
It was horrible. But we did indeed at least find about some information that this Infinite Tea Gauntlet was in a cave inside the valley, and Professor Ban at school should be able to help us get some more information. Joni set up a meeting with Bonnie at 10 p.m., and because of his help, Merrick owes Reinhardt, the gentleman that snuck him in, a favor. We learned that Susan the Lesser studies transmutation and also collects rare artifacts, especially tea artifacts. Sorry, that was Professor Brewster Ban Brewster. I wrote it down wrong.
Ban Brewster.
Ban Brewster. We meet with Professor Brewster and discover that the cave is inside the local valley, which it was a valley of giants in the past, and it was being explored by a caravan who disappeared that had the gauntlet. Rumor is a large green troll-like creature that you can hear laughing haunts the valley. We end up going to an inn, and we learn that Bonnie heads off to her conference, as she was calling it, with Joni, where she meets his duo-drone Tuesday, and asking him a few more questions, does learn that we should speak to Francis, who keeps his eyes on the valley. Bonnie makes her way back to the inn to find Merrick, who is waiting up for her in a state of very, very drunken stupidness, where some awkward flirtation is had before Bonnie takes him up to bed to make sure he gets some sleep and nothing untoward happens. She sleeps on the floor. Though during the night, I guess mice come and have a little picnic party on his feet for some strange reason.
No, not a picnic party.
It was a table.
It was an altar. They were worshiping.
Was it an altar?
They cut his hair.
They
took
left
it
I
off
didn't
of his
realize it
hair.
was an altar.
Yep.
What?
I misunderstood that.
They left offerings at a little altar and took your hair.
Yeah, I got that.
I
were their
misunderstood
king.
that.
You were their god.
Oh, okay. Gonna put God complex down on Merrick's character sheet now.
As we are trying to figure out what to do for the day and to find Francis, a woman comes running into the inn, hysterical. A large green giant troll has attacked Del Monte's farm, and that is where we left.
All right. So there you are in the bar. You've had breakfast, I believe, and you guys are ready for the day. What would you guys like to do? You had a couple of different options.
Guys, there's no carriage here.
Well, we can walk. We have feet.
Yeah, we'll manage. But so we're going after this really jolly green giant thing over there, right?
Oh, we may as well try and find Francis while we're over there, since he keeps his eyes on the valley. Maybe he'll be able to point us in the direction of the cave.
And two birds, one stone.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
All right. Which way to... Bonnie's going to turn to the bartender. Which way to Del Monte's farm?
It's... Yeah.
Excellent.
Forgot about it. The bartender will direct you towards the farm.
Perfect.
We could always just ask the carriage driver if there was a carriage.
Arthur, didn't you go, like, dungeon crawling with your parents as archaeologists? You should be used to walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's gonna be a carriage taking you through the middle of a fucking pyramid.
Yes, but I'm also not finding artifacts up here on the street either, so it's less fun.
All right, that I won't disagree with.
But not the company. You guys are the cat's meow.
Alrighty.
All right, so we head to Del Monte Farm.
Yep.
All of this hurts me so much.
I am
That's
delighted.
where Francis is.
We know that Francis is at the edge of town, so hopefully he'll be in that area. And that we know that's where the troll just attacked, so maybe we'll get both clues.
Hey, it's worth a shot.
Alrighty.
All right.
Adelaide's being awfully quiet with this walk, but
early, and I haven't had
Yeah.
enough coffee yet.
yeah, understandable.
That's fair. She didn't sleep very well either. She insisted on sleeping on some uncomfortable chairs.
Why?
Do you try to do
I don't know.
the suspended bridge between the two chairs, where your top's on one half and your bottom's on the other half? It doesn't work too well.
I offered her the bed. I don't know.
I think our cleric needs to have more comfortable sleep. Is that a crime?
No, but we're also well off enough that we could afford another room so everyone could have a bed if we need it.
Or we could string up a hammock.
Sure. That sounds wonderful.
I have a tent.
After. I think I can handle the room, but thank you.
I don't know where it is, but
How did you lose a tent?
it's in my pack somewhere. I just never know where it is in there.
I was gonna say he pitched it somewhere and left it behind.
Camping. It's intense.
Jeez.
Bonnie just strolls off towards the thing, just kind of whistling.
Someone's in a good mood.
Not sure why she slipped on the floor.
Well, that's none of my business.
Not really any of mine either. I was drunk as a skunk.
Merrick, she did put you to bed, so
And I respect her heartily for doing. I owe her tea
I'm just looking.
or crumpets.
We'll have plenty of both when we get the gauntlet.
What is your preferred topping for a crumpet? Is it jam or is it butter or powdered
Can
sugar?
someone explain to me what a crumpet is? I've heard people use the
It's like an
term.
English muffin but moist.
I like a little bit of Devonshire cream on top, but fantasy Devonshire.
Didn't think that.
You know.
my preferred topping is gratin.
What?
It is French,
Elvish.
Elvish.
It's basically
The Elvish, they take pork and then they boil it for a very long time. They create a paste out of it with cinnamon. And it's amazing.
It's basically meat paste. My stepfather makes it sometimes.
So like pate.
Kind of, but like a little
Only Elvish,
spiced.
not dwarven.
Pate, okay.
How far is this farm?
It's a while, Arthur. We have to fill time.
We're in the middle of town. We have to walk to the
I'm sure
farm.
there's a coffee shop on the way.
Personally, I am a fan of
Sure.
clotted cream and raspberry jam.
Ooh, very nice. Fine taste, Bobby. In most things.
It's like a biscuit, right? So I guess butter.
Butter is also tasty in a pinch. Ooh, and
Pinch of
occasionally
what?
marmalade.
You all are making me hungry. Decaffeinated, hangry Adelaide is not good.
Val hands you a ration.
Thank you.
So, as you are walking along towards this the edge of town where the valley is, where it extends down in between the two mountains, you walk past a shop. The shop sells what? What does it sell? Not food. What does it sell that's not food?
It sells print media, like books and
Postcards.
Postcards.
Hand
Newspapers, magazines.
Postcards of the landscape.
Okay. All right. As you're walking past, there's these beautiful windows who show off all the different artwork that they can do, and a lot of their printed medium. And inside, you see a woman doing a very strange sort of dance. Both her arms are kind of out, and she's like stomping her feet back and forth, and her head's kind of flailing a bit. She's just kind of moving around the floor a bit.
Must be a dance studio.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Val's gonna pop her head in. Is everyone okay in here?
So you hear this dwarven woman sort of screaming a little bit as you just like angrily yelling at something, and as you kind of move your head around the corner to look at what they're looking at, you see them trying in vain to stomp on several little tiny flying creatures that are buzzing around on the floor.
May we be of some assistance?
As the rest of you kind of come into the shop, you hear this weird sound. It sort of sounds like a chittering. As the woman stops and kind of turns to you, all very grumpy and gruff, and she kind of puts her hands on her hips. She looks down and she kind of points at these creatures who are now fluttering around and like zooming around her feet and all around the floor, leaving like streaks of color. They're impossible. I can't work like this. Looks like she may have, like, you see like one area, this kind of this blue, just Jackson Pollock looking sort of splotch on the ground. You're going to guess she probably got that one.
What exactly seems to be the problem?
They're always coming in here every week.
On a schedule, or are they just randomly?
Oh, let me check my diary.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what day it is. It could be the same day every week, or it could be a different.
How about they come here often and are ridiculous?
That's all right. That
Just
yes.
causing
She
havoc?
like goes over and starts like stomping, trying to stomp on them some more.
Just causing havoc or just being in your way? Oh.
All of the above.
What are they exactly?
They're painted pixies.
Is that
They
something
get in
I've
my
ever
paints
heard
and
of?
get them everywhere. Give me a history check.
History check. Okay.
Do they purchase anything?
Thank you, 12-sided guy. They don't have any money. They're pixies.
12.
Oh, guys, hey, I just found a gold on the ground. I'll put it in the party fund.
They could pay you with sticks. They have those in abundance.
This one says 12-sided guy on it. I don't know what that
Yeah.
means.
Huh, thanks.
That was a 12, Logan. For a history check.
Yeah, I know. I gave you all the information you got. No, you don't really. You've never heard of anything like that. You really have never heard of anything you know, thinking even through the arcane arts and things, you don't think it's a typical, you don't think it's actual species of pixie. Sounds more like a colloquialism.
All right. Adelaide will break off some of her ration and like try to get near one of them and offer some of her ration to it.
Be careful, you don't want to bond with it. Do you keep going?
What happens if you
why?
bond with it?
You'll never get rid of them.
She wants to get a closer look at one. She's not paying attention to that warning.
Ooh, piece of candy. That's another gold to Bonnie find to the ground.
Woo!
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of
Bonnie,
candy.
you're in a shop. Are you stealing from her?
No, it's in the dirt
She's like,
right outside.
She opens. That's a take a gold, leave a gold jar. Bonnie.
Pirate.
I'm
Thank you, my son, for that.
I'm true neutral. I only follow half the rules. I only do the take part. As you so Adelaide, as you put your food down, all of a sudden, one of these things starts to kind of like bounce, and you can see as it slows down, it looks like sort of a little tiny, sort of animalistic humanoid. It's kind of almost looks like a furry Quasit with pixie wings. So it's got little hands. So it almost looks like a Yeti with pixie wings. But it's like kind of. Yeah, like a little tiny Yeti with pixie wings.
For some reason, Tiny Yeti got me, but Tiny Quasit didn't.
Tiny Yeti. But it is very colorful, as it's got layers of paint inside of its fur. And it looks like kind of a stiffer fur, so it almost acts like paintbrush. And it kind of comes over, like bounces over to you, and then like sits in your hand, getting paint on your hand, and starts eating the bread.
Okay, that's adorable.
It is kind of cute, actually.
And then the others notice that you have food.
Oh no.
And they start to
Oh no,
swarm
my
you.
monochrome outfit.
So you have roll me 2d12.
Not the black, don't touch the black.
They're 12.
Which one's the 12? Damn it. I haven't had to roll a 12 in forever.
These are called painties.
2d12?
2d12.
Do you want the total or the two results? 12.
12. So you have 12 pixies swarming around you, and each one getting paint on you in different ways as they kind of bounce into you and try to find more food, and they start climbing into your bag and into your
mine.
Your pockets.
This is your fault, Val. This is all your fault.
It doesn't have any pockets.
It's
what the hell? This is a fantasy world. It's got pockets.
Here. Give me some of the food. I'll get some of them over here so that you're not getting swarmed.
She will toss the rest of the ration bar at Val.
Bonnie will pull one out
through the air. Several of them kind of swarm it and like grab it and like just fall with it to the ground, start eating it.
I'll try to catch them so they don't smash into the ground.
All right, you got paint all over your hands.
It's fine.
Bonnie pulls out another ration too to try and break them up a little bit more, just in case.
Okay, they start coming over to you as well. The one thing you're noticing is they don't ever seem to run out of paint. It's always very thick. It's almost like they excrete it.
Why would you do this in this campaign, Logan? I didn't have a pet in the other campaign. This could have been my pet.
There's your epilogue,
Right?
all right?
Bonnie is totally talking to the pixies, just like cooing at them as they're eating, and just
Okay. Yeah, they just
super excited.
They do not leave you alone. But at this point, you now have this paint over a lot of different parts of you. They get into your, like I said, they get into your pockets. They get into anything that looks like a pocket, which means they'll go up pant legs and down shirts, into bags.
At least they can't access my books.
Yeah, so they can go a lot of different places.
I imagine that Bonnie is having issues with keeping pixies out of her shirt, mostly, since she wears her corset everywhere.
Adelaide just looks down at her proctor pin, pulls out a hanky and just wipes it off, but doesn't really deal with her outfit. Like, at least it's spread out enough. Okay.
I'll prestidigitate it later. It's fine.
As you start to rub the paint off of the pin, you realize that the paint has like changed the color of the pin.
Oh shit! So it's like,
So
like
where
the
paint
metal,
touches, it changes. It stains the metal.
oh
no.
So the woman goes and gets a mop and a bucket. She's looking at you guys like you're crazy as she just continues to mop up the floor. But you notice that wherever she mops, the paint kind of stays. She gets up the stickiness of it, but the color, at least a faint stained version of it, stays.
Adelaide's back just stiffens and she looks down at her clothes. Like,
I mentioned there's some sort of solvent that can be used to take care of that.
you find it, Merrick, and I will never say an ill word about you again.
I'll hold you to that.
Find the solvent and we'll talk.
This might not be possible because I don't know how well they train or work with people, but has it occurred to you that if they secrete paint anyway, you might be able to use them to make some of your postcards?
Put them to work. That's a fascinating idea, Val.
Yeah, sure. You train them, I'll buy them.
Adelaide will reach into her bag and reach into her book bag and pull out her personal journal and rip out a page and put it on the ground, sprinkle some of the ration on the ground, on the paper.
Okay.
You just have to paper train them. It's fine.
Let's pretend I'm rolling the dice that aren't anywhere near me like they're supposed to be.
Womp womp.
Just pick a number.
You're a DM. You can always pretend to roll the dice.
No, because then doing this without any dice in my hand just feels like I
Dang it! You saw right through my ruse.
So, or I'm in the hangover, I guess. So, completely lost with this dramatic music.
It's a very dramatic paint session. I understand this, Logan.
I'm delighted.
So you sprinkle this food out, and one of the pixies seems to abandon its search of you guys and starts to head over.
She'll sprinkle it in a spiral just to see if it'll.
And he goes over and he sits
candy.
down and starts picking up food and kind of putting it there and leaving little footprints and things. And it's not a really great spiral because there's something to stop him from just kind of going crisscross or anything.
Sure.
But it's you got some paint on the paper.
Imagine you could use tape or something to tape off the areas that you don't want that particular color and then peel it off afterwards to create more of a
that
pattern.
would be nice. Yeah.
Like they do with those wax sticks that are multicolored, and then they peel off whatever the extra is.
Yes.
So this was a woman, correct?
Yes.
I've been referring. Ma'am, the pixies, they come here frequently, as you said, and just sort of hang out. They loiter around your shop. Is that the case?
I suppose you could call it loitering, like a rat might loiter around the food bin.
Okay, so yes, they're taking whatever they can grab and get a snack of. Do you know where they're coming from?
They're pixies. I don't know what their motivations are. They're here, they're obnoxious. The same motivations as any, I suppose.
All right.
You don't have to raise your hand, young lady.
Sorry, this was an out of character question. Logan, are pixies intelligent? Could I speak with them?
That's two different questions, but okay.
All right, let me rephrase.
If pixies are normally intelligent. These do not seem to be.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you for saving me a 3rd level spell to cast tongue.
Well, they're cute, but we might be stuck with them now.
Better
Not
you
me.
than me.
Not me. No. I'm over here.
Val's gonna take one of the potato sacks out of her bag and also open up a ration and like wave it around a little and put it in the bag and hold the bag open.
Okay. I really need some dice. I gotta open a dice roller. Hold on.
Would you like me to come grab your dice for you, love?
Oh my.
Hold on.
Hey now.
So bye.
Wait till after stream.
So as you sprinkle the stuff down into the bag, did I not say no on camera?
No,
Oh.
Sorry.
The very strange feeling. Thank you. As the I didn't know what they were. Anybody see? I got no idea.
She's the dice dragon mother. She knows where all
Yeah,
dice are.
she was trying to hatch them.
She can sense them.
She what now?
She can sense them.
Yeah, right. It's very strange.
Consent is important.
Next week may be her last episode, though.
I don't think you can consent as a verb. I guess you can. You can give consent. You can't consent. I guess you can't consent as a verb. But you don't consent someone.
It was a bad joke. It's spaghetti. I just
Anyway.
throw them at the wall.
How many of the
All right, so
pixies
as you
go
start
in
to
bags?
sprinkle, none. As you start to sprinkle in the edge, one of them stops at the edge and kind of like looks down into it, and then looks at you. What's your passive insight?
Let me check. I don't know for this character. 11.
Just help it along with your foot.
As you,
I'm not gonna
you
kick
have
it.
Are you holding the bag or is the bag on the ground?
I was holding it open. So it's on the ground, but she's like holding the top open.
Got it. As you kind of look over it, it's like seeing the edge kind of looks into it. It looks up at you, and you swear that it like furls its brow at you, and then it flies right at your face. Give me a dexterity save.
I'm not good at dex.
Arthur
That's
takes
this
another step
character.
back. He's looking for a chair to watch all of this, so he can just
You got it.
watch
You
it
got it.
unfold. Okay.
America's joining.
That's going to be a 16.
Okay, so you are able to. Do you want to? Yeah, I'll just decide for you. So you kind of move out of the way enough that like it kind of flies past you and does not, as it seems, maybe of going for your eyes, to like get paint in your eyes. But it does that, and it kind of makes this weird chittering sound as all of the others start to move and dart around more rapidly. Let's roll initiative.
Oh no.
Okay, well, apparently they're not that stupid.
Damn it, Val. I just got comfortable.
17.
Ooh, 22.
17.
19.
Twenty-two, 19, 17, 17, and
I lost my die. Sorry. 17.
Nice. It's a 17 party tonight.
Who goes first on the 17s?
Mod of 4.
Merrick goes first. I have 3.
Okay, and mine's a 2, so. So Merrick, Bonnie,
22?
Val.
Who got the 22?
Adelaide.
All right. Adelaide, you start us off.
So these little suckers are probably... how many are we dealing with? Is it a swarm?
13.
13 of them.
It's not a swarm.
All right.
Yet.
Right? All right, let's see. Okay, that's not actually like a group thing, so no reason to do that. All right, so I'm going to... why not get fancy? I'm going to take...
what that sound was.
I don't either. I don't know what that was.
Oh, raid.
Nice.
Yay!
Thank
Well,
you,
we're-
roll control.
We're
I
about to
know,
murder some pixies, so have fun.
Painted pixies. Thank you. Raid control. I like that.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
They're flying
awesome.
tiny yetis.
Kebabs and cinnamon buns. Now that is my type of food, not the junk you guys were talking about.
What?
Kebabs
Chocolate
and
coconut chips?
No, you guys were talking about
That's
like
good.
clotted cream and,
Oh, clotted
and
cream.
crumps and crepes and crippets and crickets.
We live such real fantasy. Okay, you don't wear crumpets.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You're in
our
it. Agrees
fiction.
with me. I saw you froze in a particular way that I saw the sass dripping off of you. I'm real glad your
Yep.
internet decided to back me up there. So,
Adelaide's feeling feisty because there's a bunch of fucking pixies, and she will
Yep.
pull out her whip and
painted
she will
pixies.
try to.
The fucking pixies are a whole different group.
Sorry, the painted pixies, not the fucking pixies. And she's going to attack with her whip.
All right. What type of damage does a whip do?
A 1d4 slashing damage.
Slashing. Got it.
Another 22.
A 22 hits.
Great. That's great. This is good news, everybody. They're not boss
Good news,
pixies.
everybody.
Good news, everyone. All right, 1d4 plus 4. That is 6 damage to a pixie.
All right, as you you whip the pixie in the
Kyle?
patootie. What?
I was waiting for whip it good. Sorry, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
You look
All
like
right.
you were about to say.
He looked like he was about to say something. He's going a whole different. He's back with fucking pixies again, I think.
Maybe.
And as you whip it, it just kind of and just turns to paint mist,
Ooh.
and just kind of paint just kind of sprays along the wall.
And one more
And the dwarf-
attack because I have extra attack. Sorry. And she will
Try to keep
lash
on
out
the
again.
floor.
And that... She lashes out again.
Okay. You get 2
It's a
attacks in this
19.
level?
I have extra attack.
Wow, okay.
I think I get it at
You have
5th.
5
So.
attacks?
Guys, I found another 5 gold.
That was a
Another
19.
5 gold?
I assume I'm slowly getting down to their AC at a 19.
What? 19 does not hit.
What?
They're tiny.
They're tiny. They are
Son of a
super
bitch.
tiny.
All right, fine.
You see
So
how
she
hard this
misses.
woman was working to kill these things earlier?
Just get a net. And she will, like, swat something. That's it. That's just flavor.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of bap one in the air, and you got like paint on your hand now. A little like silhouette of some pixie. His hands and arms and legs just kind of on your palm of your hand now.
Pretty perhaps. All right.
Arthur.
Watching Adelaide use her whip, he doesn't want to be shown up, so he also uncoils his whip, casts Booming Blade, and attacks
Oh,
one
God.
of them as well.
Oh no.
He misses the first one
Okay.
badly
Why
I
did
also
you
have-
do this?
because he rolled a 3. He tried to whip it
That's my question.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
the attack was like he tried to be all suave and be like from the hip, all coiled up attack,
From
and
the
it
seated
just got
position.
stuck. Yeah, and I'm actually sitting on it a little bit, so
Nice.
I
Suave and the boner.
I wiggle my butt a little bit, get it unstuck, and then I roll. That is a 21 to hit.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Oh no.
Nope, it's not.
Oh.
We're gonna play. Oh,
She
right.
ran away.
Okay.
I don't really have a good solution for that right now. Nothing happened.
What?
Prove it. Huh?
you didn't see anything.
Did you? I'm sorry, Mike. Did you hit with the second one?
I did, yeah. I had a 21.
Okay. 21 does not hit.
22 was last
22
time.
was their AC.
Well, fine. I didn't hit. That was
All right.
really close, though.
It was very close. Like the you hit right next to it, and the pixie went tumbling through the air, with a little girdy paint flying off it in a spiral.
I think to myself how wonderful it's going to be when I gain determination.
And
I sit back in my chair.
This game yet? Actually, was that a house rule before? I don't remember the podcast much. I
think so.
was in a stupor during that time.
I'll be determined whether you allow it or not.
All right.
It's fine.
Merrick.
So, noticing what's going on and just delighting in the chaos of what's happening, Merrick is going to reach into his bag and grab
Swear to God, if you do what I think you're gonna do, I'm so excited.
grab a small piece of candy out of his bag.
You and me both, buddy.
And use his the fast hands ability to unwrap it and kind of just.
Oh, I'm glad I saved this one. This one tastes like chocolate and apples, like a chocolate-covered apple. I'm just going to try to get their attention with the piece of candy.
Give me a deception
Oh
check.
no.
Okay.
We don't know what it's gonna do.
That is
There's
a
no
20.
children here. 20. Okay.
Or unicorns.
Or unicorns.
Adults like candy. I'm offended.
Yes, they do. I was just saying that I wouldn't restrict any of the bad things. That was all I'm saying. All right, so it's you got to wait for their turn at this point, but you believe that you may have enticed a couple of them to maybe make a dash for this candy.
Okay. If I feel comfortable in that, I will chuck the candy out the door.
How do you chuck the candy out the door?
Carefully.
Did you hear the ... So I thought you were going for this is such a tasty, delicious piece of candy that I want it for me.
Oh,
Like you were trying to pretend to eat it, and that you wanted them to kind of zoom in because you were being very obvious about it. So I thought if you're trying to feed it to them, they might be a little more suspicious. So I'm just curious which way you were actually trying to go with that. So
no, I my original thought, and I've got to stick with it since that's what I thought was to unwrap it and just, that's so good, and just try to, because I haven't made any hostile actions towards them as of yet. So I
that's
just,
true.
this smells amazing, and then throw it.
Original roll because you haven't done that yet. So you might just be somebody still on the sidelines trying to help. You're right. So no hostile action. That helps a lot, actually. Okay. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, you chuck it, and the two of them are turning to dart out after it as you turn and throw it. Bonnie.
Bonnie had the same idea as Merrick and just kind of grins at him and goes, "Oh, great minds," and pulls one of the piece of her saltwater taffy out of her pocket, and who also has not made any hostile actions, and unwraps it and kind of shows the pixie that she's been feeding in her hand, and then just kind of tosses it towards the door as well, and out hopefully as well.
Okay. All right. It looks like that one's going to go as well. Maybe another one. Val?
Oh, I wasn't done with my...
Oh, I'm sorry, Bonnie. Go ahead.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to inspire Val. There once was a cleric named Val, who was absolutely everyone's pal. The pixies attacked, but her party she backed, so hopefully this boosts her morale.
Nice. Good job.
Hey.
Very good.
So, Val, you can have inspiration, and Bonnie, you can have inspiration.
Hey.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. I'm a sucker for a limerick.
I know you are.
I don't know if
Noted.
I need inspiration for what I was planning to do, but that is good. Actually,
You're not getting inspiration every single time, though.
yeah. Okay, so I am going to cast Toll the Dead on the one that flew at my face. So I need a wisdom save.
Okay. That is a...
Toll the Dead, just letting you all know so you don't freak out.
So after my -2, that's a 16.
Damn it, you rolled really well. Okay, so that doesn't do
I rolled
anything.
really well.
Okay, and then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon. And I want to have my spiritual weapon take on the form of a giant bug net.
Boy, we can't catch a break tonight,
Can't catch a pixie either.
evidently. Yeah, no, we lost all sorts of sound. We're back now, I think.
Oh, that's not
I'm-
good.
That might have been my fault.
Of
And
course.
I will stop doing the debugging I'm doing, trying to figure out my connection. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Continue. I didn't realize it was going to fuck everybody up.
I don't
Nice.
think that hits though, because I only rolled an 18.
18 does not.
Yeah, and
hit?
their AC is really high. Oh wait, but inspiration adds what this time around?
Let me double check.
I think a D6.
I think it's a D6.
D8.
Oh, it's a D8 right now. Okay, I'm gonna do that
Ooh.
because 18's close enough. I might make it.
Just need a 4 or better.
I rolled a 3. So nope, missed it by 1.
Oops.
But it was worth a shot.
Damn.
All right. What? And you were casting Toll the Dead, right? And then something else. There's an attack that went along with that, or something.
Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon is a bonus
Spiritual
action.
weapon, that's what it was. So as it kind of swipes past the creature, like just kind of just whoosh right out of the way, right as the neck comes down. Then it is my turn. So the two of them are going to zoom outside after Merrick's piece. 2 of them zoom outside after Bonnie's piece. And then the rest of them kind of swarm around everybody inside, including the dwarven friend. Everybody make me a dexterity save.
Oh my.
14.
7.
15.
I'm still sitting down.
Got a 12.
That's my
Oh.
description.
Okay, so I heard 115, right? Anybody else over a 15? All right, so literally everybody except Adelaide gets smacked right in the face from these pixies with this paint, which kind of burns in your eyes a little bit. You are essentially blind, including the dwarf, and that is that. So you are blinded for at least 1 round. We'll see if it goes any longer than that. As this paint just gets in your eyes, and instead of being blinded by just darkness, as your eyes are closed, as the paint gets in your eyes, the color of paint actually seems to kind of sear to your eyes, and as you close your eyes, you now see that color. Yeah,
Everyone has rose-colored glasses now.
you can decide what color that is for yourself. As I need from Merrick and Bonnie percentile checks.
Oh no. This is delightful.
as the pixies just outside the door, the open door, start to eat candy.
95.
Why did we come in here again?
We were trying to help. Ugh.
You've done a right horrid job.
And a 13.
We're aware.
And a 13.
Adelaide sizes up one of the pixies with her pen in her hand and wonders how much paint one of them might have inside them.
Damn, Adelaide.
All my friends just got blinded.
I was going to say live and let live, but, you know, we could always impale them and use them as paintbrushes.
All
Never
right.
runs out.
So one of the two pixies that went after Merrick's piece kind of like just looks like they're kind of coming into a daze. Not exactly sure they just seem very kind of wonky. And then the other one, nothing is noticed. Nothing seems to happen as they scarf down that piece of candy. However, all creatures within 30 feet, that includes all of you, by the way, in all of them, and the dwarf, and several people in the neighboring shops, are all vulnerable to piercing damage for the next minute.
Is this something we could know in a meta sense?
You know it out of character. In character,
Okay.
until something stabs you, I don't think you're going to realize that it's doing a little more than it should.
Okay.
That it hurts a lot more than normal.
Good to know.
You do know that there were 2 pieces of taffy thrown, though.
Mm-hmm.
When did it become taffy? Like, seriously?
The first day you introduced it,
Yeah.
I had the recording to
Yep.
prove
I
it.
want to hear that one.
You went, it's saltwater taffy, and we all went, God damn it.
All right. So, that's their turns. Adelaide.
Oh, perfect. Adelaide is going to go. The moment Merrick said we could puncture them and we could skewer them and turn them into paintbrushes. Excellent idea, Merrick. And she pulls an arrow out and tries to shoot one of them with an arrow.
I hope you roll a 1.
Me too. A 15, so no.
So you shoot an arrow randomly in this person's shop, hitting one of the walls. I'm going to say you don't hit a painting, but you do realize it might be a concern if you continue to wildly flail these arrows around.
Adelaide can see.
I do it again.
Yeah, I know Adelaide
Okay.
can see. She just tried to fire at a fly
That's
next
true.
to her face. It just shot over into a wall.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's
19, which doesn't hit.
Okay, but that's still
Damn it.
a fairly high roll, so you don't hit anything important in the background. That's probably why you're
Okay.
missing, is because you're being more careful about what's behind. And you're like,
Property damage.
a little bit of wall damage is nothing to getting rid of pesky critters.
Ugh. And she will walk over to her arrows and pull them out of the wall.
Arthur.
In the middle of the battle, you're like, I'm
Yeah.
going to collect those now.
What else am I going to do with my bonus action and my movement?
I don't know, but you can only get one of them, okay?
That's actually true. You can. You only interact with one object, and you're now holding.
That's
it,
fine. I
so-
pull one of my arrows out. I'll shoot it again. It's fine.
You got to roll 50% to see if it's destroyed.
Damn it. Fine.
Mike.
Do it.
I just want to
What point in
leave,
the middle
but
of
I can't.
combat,
I can't
we're gonna-
even find the door now.
So you can take an action to clear your eyes and remove the paint, or you can take normal turn and being blind, and then make a roll at the end of the round.
Yeah, we're in a shop. I can't see myself.
Literally.
Yeah, I just can't see myself. That is all. I'm going to try to clear my eyes.
All right, so you take an action. You just kind of start rubbing the paint out of your eyes and just kind of flicking it down to the ground and just doing your best. Maybe you pull out a rag or something and start wiping your eyes. Eventually, you get enough of the paint out of your eyes. You can kind of open them and kind of sort of see a little bit. Everything has that color, a little bit of a tint of that color, but that's only going to last for a couple of rounds.
Is there anyone of them near me? Like in the air? Within 5 feet?
Yes, I'm sure there is.
Okay. I use my bonus action to shove one with my shield.
Oh,
You
nice.
mean
All right.
you mean splatter one? It's like trying to push a
it does
mosquito.
damage.
Like
I think you have to roll something for that because it's a shove.
do it.
Isn't it strength?
Yeah, I roll my strength. He gets to defend with something different, acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
Well. I rolled a 19, so I'm doing pretty well with these rolls.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Let's keep it up. I sit down
Never
again.
totally
I
serious
just
enough.
stay seated.
Okay.
I'm never serious,
So you try to.
except for when I am.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. So you kind of swung your shield trying to bash at it. It just kind of almost like you're if you ever try to pick up a big board and hit a fly with it, it just kind of like wisps out of the way with the air currents around, and then it is Merrick's turn.
Merrick is going to grab his water skin and like kind of rinse his eyes out. Let's
Okay.
take the time to
So
do
yeah,
that.
no, absolutely. So you start to rinse your eyes out, and while what color was the paint that got in your eyes?
Puce.
Puce, perfect. So as you kind of like clearing your eyes out, you realize that you now have these streaks of like mascara, puce mascara, streaks coming all the way down, dripping all the way down your shirt. But you can see.
Cool. Is that a free action interact with an object, or was that an
It's
action?
an action to clear.
Okay, cool. As a bonus action, I would like to attempt a sleight of hand check to grab using my fast hands ability.
So it's not sleight of hand to be a grapple check. It's a creature.
Okay.
It would take an action technically. So unless you can grapple as a bonus action, you can try to pick its pocket,
Okay.
which means you can take paint off of its body.
All right.
You could lock the door.
I don't want to lock the door. I want to encourage them to leave. So what I will do is are there any like blank sheets of parchment, like larger sheets of parchment?
There's tons, yeah.
Okay. Then Merrick will start to fold a paper fan
Okay.
with one of the heavier sheets of.
Okay. All right. So you start working with your bonus action and your interactions. Just grab that paper and kind of like start to fold it real quick.
Mhm.
Sounds good. Bonnie.
Okay. So Bonnie is
Checking
going
syllables?
to maybe. Bonnie is going to take an action to clear her eyes so she can see.
Just one of them. You're a pirate.
It's true. That's all I need.
It's really
W.
important for dark vision.
Kind of smear one off and try and clear it out as best she
Okay. You clear your eyes out.
And then, as a bonus action, she's going to inspire Merrick. Merrick the rogue is a treat. His skill with a dagger can't be beat. His praises I'll sing, the cutest halfling, and I think that he's awfully sweet.
Oh,
That's good.
At least
I was
she's
really
hoping
hoping for
so.
some. I was really hoping for something that included "drunk as a skunk." Would have been.
I didn't have enough time to write the original verse that I was working on. I'm saving it for later.
Oh shit!
So my brain stopped working halfway through. I'm like, no, none of that works.
All right. So, Merrick. No,
it wouldn't be my
Bonnie?
turn.
What else were you doing?
I cleared my eyes and inspired somebody. That's action bonus action.
Val.
Okay. This might not work, but she's gonna try it. So I'm going to use thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And have a voice outside the shop. Like, here, little pixies, I've got so much great candy for you.
Did
All
Val
right.
just try to make a leprechaun?
No, that wasn't what I was going for, but sure. I'm
Give
tired.
me a deception check.
I don't always
Do you-
have to.
Do I have to for
I-
thaumaturgy? It just says I can make
No,
sounds.
you don't
and
have
stuff.
to make the sound, but you have to convince them that there's somebody outside with candy in a van.
Off turn at will, I create a rainbow image, silent image.
Bonnie, quick, throw the gold coins.
We changed pixies to kitties, and Heather, you'd be in jail.
Okay, that's a 15.
All right. You seem to have convinced several of them. It looks like they might be turning to head out. However, a couple of them that have just eaten the candy outside. What was the first effect out there?
They were stunned or something?
Oh, yeah. So that one of them is, the one that actually got the killing blow on the candy.
He killed the candy? Was it with kindness?
All right. Yes.
I'm just
I don't know
picturing
if
him like biting the
if
head off a
eating
gummy
candy
bear.
can be- Yeah. So yeah, it seems like you've got several of them that look like they might be heading that way. Not all of them, but a few more.
I'll take it. And then she's going to try, without being able to see because I didn't clear my eyes, bonus action, she's going to try to have the net catch one. See if I can roll better this time. Nope, that's a 3. I don't hit anything.
All right. So my turn. As they continue to fly around, anybody who they think is now able to see, they're going to a few of them are going to try to fly into them. But we're just going to pick 2 because not all of them. So let's do Adelaide because you didn't have, you were shooting at them this turn. You didn't even get paused. And let's do Mike.
Who's Mike?
Let's do Arthur.
Arthur?
You haven't changed your character name yet, so I can't call you by your character name.
I did, but I changed it to the wrong one.
Did. You may have, but it went back. I see. So Arthur and Adelaide, go ahead and give me dexterity checks. The DC is 15.
I'm using my reaction.
Dex checks,
Shield
not
Master.
Dex saves.
Saves.
Saves, okay.
Yeah, I'm using my Shield Master feat with a reaction to
14.
14 misses, so Adelaide is now blinded. What color is Adelaide blinded with?
Science.
Science. What color is
12.
science?
I'm hiding behind my shield, but it's a 12. I'm still
Okay.
like I'm popping my head up over it.
I'm
to
gonna
see.
go with. I'm gonna go with. No, wait. I'm gonna. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say I'm gonna randomly pick a color on Sparkle Cat, but whatever it is the color she sees.
My first color was black, and this one's red, so I match.
Perfect. And then for the other 3 of you, the pixies around you seem to be getting a little more aggressive as each one tries to bite you. Merrick, that's a DC, or a hit and a 12, so I don't think that hits you. Bonnie, that's a 21.
That definitely hits me.
And Val, that's a 19.
That hits.
Bonnie, it does 3 points of damage. I'm sorry, it does 6 points of damage as it bites tiny little sharp teeth into you, and it hurts a lot. I mean, much more than you would think a small creature like this could. You've been bitten by insects and things in the ocean. This just really hurts. And then Val, That is 14 points of piercing damage. As it just seriously bites into something, and blood is now gushing out of your arm from some little nick. Must have gotten a vein or something. It's not stopping. Adelaide.
We're going to
Wonder what
TPK on random encounter pixies.
Fucking pixies, yeah.
It's random.
All right. I'm gonna keep shooting with my longbow. Wait, I got whacked with color. Is that more than just color? I'm blind. Damn it.
Mm-hmm. You've been blinded with science. That was the joke
Mm-hmm.
that you made.
Yep.
That none of us laughed at.
Mm-hmm. Remind me if I missed this. I apologize. Was there any action that could be taken to remove the blindness?
You probably couldn't hear us half the time, so it's
probably not.
So yes, you can take an action, or you can take your turn normally blinded. But at the end of the turn, you'll get a save.
I will go normal. I will take my action and then make the save.
Okay.
So
right, what do you do blinded?
Oh, it's such a bad idea. I'm going to I think I'm going to attack with my whip. Just flail about.
You are at a disadvantage, though.
Correct. Oh, I rolled a 10. The original was way better.
All right.
That was
so
one.
10, you kind of just crack your whip into the air. It doesn't really hit anything. Then go ahead and give me your next attack.
I rolled real well on the first ones. 13 was the other one.
And a 13, again, does not quite hit anything. So, but anyone who is not blind does see Adelaide kind of blindly whipping around. She's getting not really anywhere near them, but not near anyone else either.
But they're also not getting near me is the important part.
That's true.
And then I have to make a save.
Then your turn, you make dexterity save to get the stuff out of your eyes.
10.
Not yet.
Nope.
Arthur.
And once again, going to wipe my eyes. And then the only bonus action I have is the Shieldmaster feat of Shove. I will try to attempt that again.
Okay.
Motherfucker. Nope. Well, you can defend it. Maybe you'll roll low.
What do I have to do?
You have to roll a acrobatics or athletics check.
I rolled a 6.
I may have succeeded. I have a total of a 9.
And you succeeded.
All right, so one of them is knocked prone.
No damage, though?
No, it's a feat.
So you kind of shove your shield out there and it goes, and you got this little kind of spray of pixie silhouette on your shield, and it just kind of spins around and starts doing a spiral down to the ground.
Someone has advantage on that one, or
Perfect.
if they're blind, they have normal.
If they choose that one and know to choose that one.
Yeah.
Merrick.
I am going to choose that one.
Can you see?
Yes, I can.
Then go for it.
He knows what I can do with my shield.
So I'm just going to instead of continuing with the fan since they tried to attack me, I'm just going to stab it with my short sword.
All right.
Not 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have you have inspiration.
You have.
Oh, I do have inspiration.
You automatically hit. All you needed.
Pretty much with inspiration and rolled an 8 on the die. So yeah. Yeah. So I can do. Let's roll some damage. roll that damage here. And because I had advantage on the roll, technically, that's 14 points of damage with sneak attack.
He snuck up on it.
Snicker snap.
All right. So how much damage was it? Well, it doesn't matter. So you stab it through, and it's funny because normally they've been bursting into paint, but you stabbed it so well that the paint, you kind of just shove your hand into it, and all of the paint, and now that you're up close and personal, you realize it's not just paint, it's kind of all of them is now just kind of all over your hand as you just kind of stab through it. And your weapon.
Well, this
You
makes sense. Yeah, I'm done.
Bonnie, the numbers are dwindling quickly.
Okay, Bonnie is going to look at one, and in Halfling, because it doesn't matter what exactly I say to them, 'cause they just have to be able to hear me, she kind of yells out, I'd like to leave you with a thought, but I doubt it would fit in your head, and casts vicious mockery. So I need a wisdom
Viscous
save.
mockery.
Viscous mockery.
Viscous mockery. You said wisdom?
Yes.
8.
Alrighty. So 6 points of psychic damage to them.
Okay. And what does that look like?
I imagine just kind of like this sickly purple kind of smoke kind of coming out of her mouth as she says says the words, basically.
What type of damage is it?
Psychic. So I imagine it would start clutching its head.
Okay, no, yeah. So it clutches its head starts to kind of shake back and forth, and then it goes scanners all over the place. The top of it just kind of bursts and splats out like you just Gallaghered its head off.
Oops. And then she'll turn to Adelaide. Okay, Adelaide is overflowing with sass, with her wit and her tongue sharp as glass. As genteel as she looks, don't take her books, or she'll handily make you kiss your own ass.
Damn straight.
As you get inspired.
Right. What dice is that again? An 8? Or
It's a D8.
nice. Thank you.
Happy battle music.
This is good battle. I like it.
They are pixies. Val.
Kind of grumbles under her breath. What the fuck rhymes with Arthur?
Orange.
Orange. Yes.
Bother.
Okay. So Val didn't try to get the stuff out of her eyes last time, but I didn't roll a dex save at the end because I forgot we were supposed to do that. So should I go ahead and do that?
It's fine.
That's a 14.
I believe 15 was the number you needed.
Okay. So, all right. So she's going to spend her action getting the paint out of her eyes this time so that she can actually see what the hell's going on. And all right, that's reasonable. So I'll go with it's black paint. So she's got like black streaks down her face now. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to attack with the bug catching net and hopefully catch something this time. Nope, that's a 4.
All right.
That's
So
it.
if you were done, I believe that's my turn. However, most of the pixies at this point are leaving as they buzz out the door. Who's still blind? Okay, Adelaide. So it's going to take a bite on Adelaide.
Did you not hear the limerick?
That's a crit.
As the last one leaves, Arthur shouts, "And stay out!"
The last one's attached to Adelaide right now. Well, fuck you very much, too.
22 points of piercing damage as it like bites you in the neck. giving you a little hickey and leaving a little red paint behind.
You sure like
and
a little
floors off.
hickey? Because that really feels like half her vitality is now gone.
Yeah, wait, is that's already doubled, right?
That is, it's not doubled. It's with max crit damage.
Yeah, that is with the crit
No, but
damage.
it's
Yeah.
Adelaide, you've got red on you.
aren't we still vulnerable to piercing?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my
Does that double the damage? Does that double the damage?
Yeah.
Adelaide drops.
Oh my god.
I got it.
Wow,
It just gets
I got
Oh
it.
my
You know-
god.
no, it just finds an artery and there's just Tarantino gushes of blood everywhere.
It like mosquitoes onto you and then explodes in red paint.
My comment still stands.
Which was that?
You've got red on you
You've got red on you.
Yes.
as she's on the floor bleeding
On
out.
the floor, blind, bleeding
Oh my
out, black
God.
paint over the eyes,
Oh my god.
Purple paint over
purple
there.
paint over the eyes.
Oh no. I've got it. I've got it. It's okay.
Tessa, I think I need to get those Die Hard dice now. What's red and
Right?
purple all over
Exactly.
Adelaide on the ground?
It's okay. With my circle of mortality, I've got it. Circle of mortality. If you're at 0 hit points, you get the max hit points from whatever I cast. So have a 3rd level cure wounds and take back 27 hit points.
What the fuck?
As that like comes to, just instinctively, their eyes just bursting open, paint pushing against her eyeballs more, burning and pain. Paint literally everywhere, all over, near every surface. About maybe 10-15% of the paintings here have new paint on them. The dwarven lady holding the mop just kind of turns and looks at you. She has kind of this puke green paint all over her face, and she just kind of just stares at the 5 of you.
We showed them what for.
Yeah, how'd we do?
I'm
Oh.
so sorry.
Get out.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I never wanted to be here in the first place.
I help Adelaide stand up and walk her out the door.
Ow!
You know, if you really think about it, this is your fault for not calling an exterminator.
Are you rolling for smack him upside the head?
No. She just glares.
Sorry about the damage.
Every week? Really? Every week.
See you next Thursday.
All right.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We should never speak of this again.
Oh,
If
I'm
if I ever
already
find
commissioning a story.
There's a really long list of stuff we're not supposed to speak of. ever
Actually,
again.
Logan, how much juice is left on the floor from these pixies? Is there a dead one Adelaide could bring with her?
They really kind of do pop
Ugh.
and
Okay.
turn into like goo. And you can find little bits inside of the.
You can
goo if
basically-
they're-
Have the one on my
I
sleeve.
was hoping.
Yeah, there. Several of them. Several of you guys have large chunks of it on you. Have you ever
Okay,
seen?
Adelaide's.
Have you ever seen? What was that Galaxy Quest? You know the baloney just kind of hanging off of people. It's kind of like that.
Ugh.
So Adelaide very unceremoniously collects any pieces that might be hanging off people, shoves her pen into it, and tries to suck up anything from inside these pixies into her fountain pen.
Give me a roll me a d20.
Okay. 2.
As you start to like suck up the paint into
Not
your
with my
fountain
mouth.
pen, It's still a sucking. Never mind.
I know you made a motion like I was using it like a straw. I'm not trying to siphon
my hands
gas.
up so the audience could see it, as opposed
Gotcha.
to doing it down here by the table where it looks like I'm playing with myself. So the
No one can see your hand. Go ahead.
so the so you're like trying to work it on there, and you get to the point where you're like just nothing. It's not nothing's really working. It's like you're using a straw to kind of like suck up a milkshake.
Trying to juice an orange with a straw. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically. And actually, I've done that. It's really good. You get to a point though when you realize that you've kind of gunked up your pen, and until you have it taken apart and cleaned, it's not going to work.
You ruin everything.
You ruined that one.
We ruin everything.
She drops the pixie corpses.
Shall we?
Where's the giant?
Shall we go?
Yes,
the farm is that way.
Yeah. None of this would have happened.
Still a splatter of
had
I'd
we
like
taken
to-
a carriage.
Suggest that we regroup at a place for refreshment for a bit, if that's all right.
Like a bathhouse, potentially?
Sure. I'm feeling fine, but some people could get cleaned up a bit. Adelaide,
You still haven't gotten me that solvent yet, right?
No.
Just on the off chance, Bonnie just tries a quick prestidigitation just to see, even though I know it's stained. Just to, yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
It
didn't
doesn't
think so.
even remove the paint. The paint's not considered soiled. It's an artistic medium.
Yeah.
It'll remove the guts though. Out of it.
Wow.
Bullshit. I call bullshit continuing our entire first arc that paint is not removable by prestidigitation.
Bonnie, you almost stepped on a gold coin there. Did you miss that one?
What?
The people in this town drop a lot of money on the floor.
I honestly think it was the Pixies. They were trying to pay her.
I know.
I'm considering it recompensation for my pain and suffering.
There's got to be someone who knows how to take this shit off, and she's like trying to wipe at the paint off of her armor.
Yeah, let's...
That builds character.
It's at least spaced out enough so it at least looks aesthetically intentional.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Bonnie just
I mean-
has a streak of turquoise across her entire face.
Val's got
It looks like she's moonlighting as a superhero.
Val's got like black smeared down her face where she went like this.
Oh,
to
well,
get
that
it
just
out.
looks like war paint. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Why would you do this to the other character I have, Logan? This is fucking amazing.
Bathhouse, clean
It's
up.
fine. It's not going to come
Giant.
off, but that's fine.
It still might be nice, though.
At least I won't be sticky with it.
That's true. I mean, honestly, if these things are a nuisance in this town, someone at the bathhouse
They
may
might know how to get rid of
it. Yeah, exactly.
All right, agreed.
All right.
Let's take a break.
Meanwhile,
Fucking
Merrick
pixies.
looks like a bad Gene Simmons.
Like Alice Cooper.
Wait, did you just call
Is-
Alice Cooper a bad Jesus?
For makeup.
Is it a young Alice Cooper or a current day Alice Cooper?
JCS Alice Cooper, or?
Whoever has more mascara.
That's kind of a 50-50. Depends on the day.
He's
Those
well
are
over
good
50.
odds.
Yeah. Okay, so we find a bathhouse.
Mm-hmm.
See how it goes.
And hope to God they know how to get this off.
It's not that
All right,
kind of
so you
bathhouse.
guys abandon what you were doing to go find a bathhouse. You start to search around the town. You ask around, and a gentleman does eventually know where there is one, and sends you over to a bathhouse. Although it seems there may have been a slight miscommunication during this time, as it seems to be some sort of animal bathing facility. or maybe it's the only option in town. So, what is the name of this animal bathhouse where they take animals and clean and groom them?
Treat for self.
Treat for Self.
Yes.
Perfect. So you're at Treat for Self, and it's not sure how you missed the name. You thought maybe they specialize in tabaxi. You don't know.
It's in one of those weird like Renaissance fair fonts. It was really hard to tell that it said
It's
fur and
hard
not
to-
your.
Hard to understand the person talking to you and telling you where to go. I can understand that because they were speaking in that Renaissance font.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys arrive here, and it doesn't look like they don't take people too, but it looks like the majority of their work just seems to be animals.
Do you guys have any experience dealing with painty paint?
So you walk in. What does the first person that you guys run into look like?
A furbolg.
A furbolg.
With an afro.
Just
free.
A furbolg.
An afurbolg?
Big afrobolg.
Oh yeah, treat fur self. It's FIR.
Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
They're also
And her name is Bobby
they're
Ross.
also
Bobby Ross.
Bobby. Her name's
Perfect.
Bobby.
they're
Ross.
also covered in paint, just like us.
Yes, they have paint stains all over, as they obviously have had a run-in. But they literally have every inch of their fur seems to be a different color, as they almost like splotchy or pointillism type things. Doesn't look like it's an actual picture, but they're also clothed.
That
So-
is the most expensive hair dye job I could imagine. Can you little pieces in different colors? Just little clips of it.
It's a lot of foil.
Crazy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Foil. And this furbolg, what's the besides the fur color, what's the personality quirk of this furbolg? Hate it when Kyle gets that look on his face.
No, I'm content because I already contributed to this character's creation.
Eternally happy. It's Bobby Ross.
You work for
Bobby Ross.
ASMR voice.
no.
Okay.
Voice. Damn it.
All right.
ASMR
Somebody
happy.
skits up. Oh man.
Delighted by this.
So you guys walk in, and
Wait,
and this
quick-
woman
Quick,
with this-
change the tag of our stream so that it says ASMR.
with this big puffy kind of curly hair with all these different colors. Looks like some sort of strange clown wig almost, but it's natural, and
Loose curls.
spotted sort of mottled colors all over their skin. Sees you come in and just smiles. Oh, hello. Well, welcome to Treat for Self. How are you doing today?
Messy, thanks.
Been better.
Sticky too.
Oh, well, we can help you out with that.
Oh, excellent.
You just come right this way, and we'd be glad to get that paint right off of you.
It's from painty pixie things.
Well, we could at least help get you unsticky.
I appreciate that.
Is there not a way to take off the paint?
Yes, we can take the paint right off. Yes, absolutely.
With the skin, I would imagine.
Oh, no, your skin and clothing is stained. It's never going to change.
Oh,
Never, or just it's going to be a long while.
Oh, well, your skin will eventually shed. It's not like a tattoo or anything, but you'll lose that eventually. It'll fade over time. It takes a short while, a few months.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
The clothing, however, I'm afraid, is a complete loss. Even attempts at dyeing it will just change the colors of the paint.
Everything ends in brown.
Oh no, it's actually quite intriguing.
What if we were to bleach the clothing?
Oh, it would explode. I don't know. I've never tried.
Okay.
Adelaide looks very unsettled by this very calm, happy person. Like, glances over at the really nice mural on the wall with the little happy trees on it. Just looks back at her.
Yes, I am a painter. Was it that
Really?
obvious? Yes.
I love your work.
Thank you.
All right, well, how much to get the paint off of us so that we can at least not be sticky?
For just a bathe and go, it's 2 copper apiece. That's for a shared bath, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like individuals, that would be 3 copper apiece.
That's probably
So, soap is an extra copper.
Okay.
Is this gold yours? She pulls a piece of gold off the ground. I think one of you dropped this.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did. Thank you so much.
Really have to fix the hole in your coin purse, Bonnie.
It's everywhere.
Happened the first day I arrived in town. I had a whole bunch go missing all at once, and I just haven't been able to figure out what happened.
You gave me a bunch.
I've re-sewed it 3 times.
Adelaide will put down 4 copper for the soap and the separate bath, please.
Same.
Sorts it through all the platinum in her bag.
How much for the water?
Oh, the water's included.
Oh,
It's even
is it warm?
Oh, yes. Unlike my house.
Yes. You picked up what I was putting down, just like that
I
gold.
did. Yes. Thank you for reminding me about the horrible things happening in my real life while I'm playing a fantasy game.
The voice makes it so much better.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
Val puts
So
4 copper down.
okay, so she takes you back into a room that has it's a large kind of circular room. It's got some nice mood lighting, several paintings up, and inside are 5 very large baths in a circle. And next, kind of behind each one, is a little dressing room where you can take your clothes off. And we'd be very glad to take care and clean all those clothes for you for a nominal fee. Or you can bathe them and you put them in the bath with you.
How much extra for the clothes washing?
The clothes washing would be 3 copper a piece, and I think you dropped 3 copper right here. So I'd be glad to take care of one of those for you.
Bonnie just fishes out a gold from her pocket. The lot, please, on me. No change needed.
Oh, excellent. Well, we can upgrade you to the deluxe for that.
What's in the deluxe?
That'll include bath salts, much hotter water, a water change, if you need, and several other. And some music.
How much for a nail trim and a brush?
We can. That's included in the in that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Didn't think we were planning on staying that long, but all right.
Oh, it won't be that long.
Right.
Okay.
Have at it.
So they take you to the back. So the problem that you're seeing, though, is that the baths are all kind of still facing each other, and there's no curtains around them. So you still got to kind of wear like some sort of robe or something to get into the baths together.
Bonnie gives no shits.
Arthur gives no shits either.
Val is used to barracks. She doesn't give a shit either. She just starts taking off her armor.
Adelaide works very quickly.
Once you're in the tub, it's fine, but you can't really see. But while you're trying to get into the tub, it's kind of awkward.
Merrick makes no efforts to hide himself, but he does cover his eyes so that he doesn't see any of his teammates.
So he doesn't see himself.
No, so he doesn't see you guys.
I know.
Bonnie does not care. She's like, whatever.
Yeah. Val doesn't
Bath.
look at any of you, but she's also like, whatever. It's like a barracks shower situation, and I don't care.
So once you guys are in, they come around with this little tray of different salts and ask you what kind of scents you would like in your tub. What scents do you guys choose?
If they have it, Bonnie will choose jasmine.
Don't tell Chelsea, by the way.
That we managed to successfully
You're
get to
having
a spa.
bath day. She'll kill me.
I was really curious if we were going to have a successful attempt at a spa day.
Well,
We've had lots of successful attempts.
We made it to the spa, though, this time. Like, a spa has begun.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So yeah, what scents do you guys choose?
Jasmine.
Ooh.
Probably some kind of like sandalwood type of smell or something woodsy. She's not going to want anything girly.
Okay.
Birthday cake.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
He wants to smell like a sweet treat for Bonnie.
He goes for the bubblegum scent.
Oh, bubblegum prattling?
No, hold on.
Oh.
Like a white hibiscus scent. Something fancy.
Merrick's mumbling. He's one. Arthur is mumbling to himself. I wonder what the scent of Lyra's perfume is. But,
I was gonna say,
Do you have something that smells like manicotti?
something that smells like food. Perfect.
Garlic salt.
Garlic salt in it?
Garlic salt or tomatoes. So they like, well, to get rid of skunk smell, we can get a...
We have peanut butter flavor for the dogs.
So I'll go ahead and leave you to it. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to check on you. In the meantime, enjoy the ambiance. And you guys kind of sit and start to relax. And then you start to hear...
Oh, I got...
God.
I'm sitting on a... I sat on a copper.
Is she near our ear or something?
My ASMR experience in the bath.
I toss the copper over to Bonnie.
Enjoy the happy little sounds.
I think this is worse than passing out.
You guys did this. So
I did not say
I'm ready to go.
There and enjoy yourselves in the ASMR.
So not a short rest?
You guys can take a short rest during this time if you want. You guys can
Yes,
stay here for
please.
about an hour. They're just going to check on you every 10 minutes is all. See if anyone wants a water change or anything and stuff.
I appreciate all of those uses of my bardic inspiration back with the short rest. So yes, please.
Yeah. Does anyone need healing, or are people just going to use hit dice?
I'm going to use my hit dice. It's fine.
Yeah,
This is the first
I'll
time
use
I've used
hit
hit
die.
dice in like a year.
Yeah, I'm going to use a hit die too. We don't get short
right,
rests in
'cause-
Countless.
I know, because you never need to deal with them there. Okay. So you take a short rest. You get as clean as possible. There is some staining on your skin that you just isn't going to go away probably for this arc. So you got to kind of deal with that. Also, did anybody bring a change of clothes? I mean, they do clean them up and they're still stained, but do you want to go back and get an actual change of clothes? Change
No.
to something that's not stained?
I just wanted to not be sticky, basically.
I have
Same.
another pair of clothes that I have in my bag that I would want to change out into. Look a little
All right.
dignified, though she still twitches a little bit when she sees the proctor pin permanently stained with like some hot pink on it or something.
Yep. Oh, it's tinted hot pink, like hot pink.
But
bright.
like half tinted. It's like it wasn't
Yeah,
like
just in
a full
certain
coating.
parts. Yeah, exactly.
Adelaide, would you like mine? I keep it hidden and tucked away. We could trade. It doesn't bother me.
Adelaide's face kind of softens a little bit at that.
Here you
I'd
go.
actually appreciate that. Thank you.
Merrick,
Why
you
is there a
find,
silver in my
pe-
boot?
Never mind.
Sorry.
Who can beat the other getting?
I'm the one.
the money
I
in
was
it?
tracking. I'm tracking party loot, so I was just keeping an eye on it.
So yeah, Adelaide will trade Arthur.
Did you catch
for
that
the
copper too that you found in your tub? Okay.
I tossed it.
Did Arthur trying to wish on the bathtub?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
doesn't
wanna
work.
encourage
Liara doesn't
Bonnie
appear.
to stay in the tub.
Yeah.
What?
You don't want to know where I found it. It's fine.
Oh.
It is clean.
Watch this.
So I'll put the hot pink pin on and trade mine with that.
Dramatically, evidently.
Oh yeah.
We need more of this awesome, goofy music.
It's such a serious game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Bonnie just, when her bath is done, just kind of gets up like she's totally not naked and just starts drying off like nothing's happening.
All right. So you guys get up, you get dressed, and you start to head out.
Oh, thank you, Bobby. Which way to Del Monte Farms?
It's at the edge of town. You just go straight out this door, you turn left, turn right at the next street, and follow it all the way to the edge of town.
Thank
Perfect.
Is there anything else that I can do for you this evening?
Francis, where does he take residence?
Which Francis?
Is that not who we're looking for?
We're looking for a guide named Francis, someone who would know the area well, outside of
you.
town.
Valley specifically.
Oh, someone who knows the valley extremely well.
Yes.
Yes, he comes in here very often.
Well-
He brings his pet hawk with him. I
Aw.
believe he's a ranger.
Of course, yeah. Mhm.
So, if he happens to come in when we're not here, could you let him know that we went out to Del Monte Farms to look for the giant and for him?
He doesn't come in that often. But I'm sorry, I don't know where he lives.
Just if he happens to come in. Actually, he'll relay the name of the inn that they're staying at, as well. Which I can't like the Dragon's Bollocks.
It was
right?
the Dragon's Bollocks.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll be taking residence at the Dragon's Bollocks. So, if you see him, could you let him know that we?
Are you in the left wing or the right?
We're at the left.
Dragon's left bollock. Got it.
Thank you.
There's this
Thank you.
weird ridge that runs right down the middle of the hotel. That I'm not really sure if that was a design.
Long, arching hallway.
I followed the path straight on back, and it led right to the midden.
Fucking dead. Oh my god.
To
Should be fucking the
to
dead.
the farm.
To the farm.
All right, let's go find this jolly green giant fella.
All right, so you guys head out of town. You turn right and head down a long street for a couple of miles until you, as you kind of crest up on this little hill, you can see into this huge valley with these large, hilly, very large hills, almost small mountains to either side, kind of coming into a V that kind of almost surround the city, almost. Not, I didn't mean to be like this, honestly, but it almost like it's a big ice cream cone, and the town is the topper if you were looking at it from above. So basically just a V, and then it's at the opening of this valley. And there's some farmlands you can kind of see right there. And at the edge of these farmlands, before it gets to the kind of lightly forested area of the valley, there is these huge just clods of dirt just torn and missing through one of the fields, like something just like pulled a gigantic plow just right raggedly through the middle of one of the forests, or through the middle of one of the fields towards the edge.
We've made it to the
Yeah, it looks like
huge
it.
tracts of land.
That's one.
Not this one.
I'm immune to it. It can no longer hurt me.
It doesn't hurt. It's
That song, I
It's
mean.
beautiful. I love it.
It's a bop.
It is a bop.
All right.
All right, so should we go see if there's anyone down there to get more information from?
Yes.
Yep. I will follow your lead.
We walk to the torn up field.
All right, so you guys start to head down to that large, torn up field. As you head into it, you start to kind of lose sight of it a bit as you kind of get into the crop here. Not necessarily saying it's huge; it's just hard to see a little bit. So, what crop do they have here?
Pineapples.
Okay. So large, very rigid plants, things you don't want to be crawling through. So you're kind of skirting around the edge. They're still large plants around. I'm not saying they're tall. They're big. They have long, big things that grow off of them. Aren't they kind of fairly rigid, leaf-like things that come off?
You can fit two in a planter.
Okay. That was a raft reference. So you guys get down to this field and start to look through it. It looks like a lot of these pineapples have just been torn up and just ripped and thrown aside. Maybe some might be missing, but it was not. It doesn't look like things were robbed. It looks like almost like something like shuffled their feet through all of this. You know how you can like just kind of at the beach, you just shuffle your feet through the sand. It kind of just makes these ridges and kind of tears it up. It looks like that. It looks like somebody just kind of scuffled their way through here, like a tormented child that refused to lift its feet.
Wonder if this happens every day. The scuffling.
Off in the distance, you can see about a eighth of a mile away, 1,000 feet or so, you can see a farmhouse.
I think that'll be the place that we need to head.
Mm-hmm. The angry woman who came in, this wasn't her farm, correct?
No, she was just an observer.
I'll lead the way then.
All right. So you guys head over to the farmhouse. Before you guys even get about halfway there, a tall this one's gonna be weird. A tall elf comes out, sort of kind of a bluish tint to the skin. Has on a Stetson hat and very very kind of tight fitting pants and a little bolo tie, a button up kind of a tunic shirt, and he kind of leans against the wall. He's chewing on a toothpick. He's got a hip on his hip. He's got a coil of leathered rope. You're not sure if it's rope or a lasso. It looks too small. It's probably maybe a whip. And he's got a nice pair of boots on. And he's just kind of leaning up against it, watching you, waiting for you guys to get over to him. As you get up a little bit closer, he kind of stands up and starts to walking off his porch and comes over to you.
Hey, sir.
Mm-hmm. What can I do for you?
Are you, Francis?
Francis. Never heard no Francis.
Okay, never mind. Worth a try.
Name's Del Monte.
Oh,
the
great.
the farm. Yes.
Dole Del Monte.
Yeah, yes. Don't.
It looks like your fields have gotten rather whipped.
Fuck. No.
Why do you think he's got a whip on his hip?
Fucking hell. I'm so upset I'm reset.
Yeah, we were hoping that you could give us more information on what happened.
Don't rightly know much. Just came out my field was like this one day. Yesterday, actually.
Some woman
In the
came.
evening.
Got it. Some woman came into the inn we were staying at in town talking about a really jolly green giant causing a bunch of problems and destroying things. She sounded kind of
Told me
hysterical.
the same thing. Said she thought the whole thing. I told her she was crazy. Never seen a giant. I lived on the edge of this valley for my entire life. Never seen anything like that.
All right. Any ideas on what happened then?
Localized tornado.
Yep.
Or a big dire mole.
Also a possibility. Right. Okay then. Mind if we investigate the tracks that led through your farm there?
Long as
See
you
where
don't
they
go
went?
and ruin any of my crops. You can do whatever you like. Feel free to
We
eat some of
definitely
the
don't.
pineapple. It's been ripped up.
We definitely
Just
don't
gonna
plan
go
to
waste.
damage anything. Thank you. We'll
I'd love
take
some
you up on
pineapple.
that.
Yes.
And he'll
So-
leave you to go and start your investigation. He does, however, turn and kind of lean against the building, reaches into a little holster he has on his left hip, and pulls out a small little white bun and starts to eat it. Looks like it might have some sort of pork inside.
Fair enough. Then he's gonna wipe the corner of his face with his handkerchief. Take a sip of his canteen. And then we head off.
Uh-huh.
So, is there any particular pathing that this thing took from the jungle or the forest to?
That's the thing, is while it does look like it either came from or went to the valley, it just sort of seems to start in the middle of the place. It literally looks like something a child might do as throwing a tantrum.
Does it lead
Makes
anywhere?
sense.
In the middle of the field to the edge of the field towards the valley, or maybe from the edge of the field to the middle of the field.
It's almost like it was fine and then something upset it. Maybe it got poked by one of the pineapple plants. They're kind of, I mean, they're not that painful, but they're kind of spiky if it's got a short fuse.
As a meta note, the fact that we just came up with it being pineapple makes that less and less likely. Sorry. Anyway.
It just may have been a dire mole. I mean,
Maybe. Val's not
can all
great.
take
Val's not great
I'll
at
do that.
any investigation stuff. She's just collecting pineapple.
I'm very good at investigation.
She's good.
I'd start inspecting around, looking for clues.
He said we could have the ripped up pineapples, so Val's just going to the ripped up plants and cutting off the pineapples so that we can take them.
Logan,
Val just stuffing her bag full of pineapple.
17 nature.
Yeah.
So as Arthur, you're looking around, you don't find any burrows or hovels. There's no ground that looks like they lead to that. Moles are going to leave very telltale signs that they've been there. There's nothing like that here.
Okay.
Definitely not a mole.
Logan? May I send? I would like to cast Sending to Joni to ask if there is a specific place I can find Francis, who might know more about this. Since Joni was the one who told me to seek out Francis.
Sure. Go ahead. What do you do?
Hi, Joni. It's Bonnie. Down at Del Monte Farms, might have been a giant looking for Francis. Where should I go? Sorry, might have been a giant attack. I'm looking for Francis. Where should I go?
You hear, "This is Tuesday, Mr. Starr's personal assistant. Your sending is very important. He will get back with you very soon."
That is fucking brilliant. Redirecting ascending is fucking amazing. Anyway.
Bonnie just looks irritated. And a little offended. He may be more than a little offended.
How many pineapples does Val end up collecting?
As many as you want. I mean, as many as you can carry. I don't think you have a bag of holding yet, do you?
No.
Got a bag.
No.
She's got a bag, though.
50, 60? It's literally as many as you can carry. Might be better to talk about weight.
If I write a book on it, can I put it in my bag?
Strength is decent.
I'm at a loss. I'm much better in the city. Sorry, kind of out of my element here.
I'm better on the ocean.
Merrick will
think
just
it's gonna
keep
be
an eye
what?
out for the edge of the forest, just to see if there's any just to watch.
Sure. Yeah, there's nothing out there. The pineapples average between 3 and 4 pounds, Val. There are some that are still growing that could look like they're much bigger, but they have been uprooted. And I had no idea the pineapples can get up to 20 pounds. That's fucking insane.
Jesus. That is a dense pineapple. Yeah, Adelaide's going to be keeping her eye on the goons, looking at... she's going to be trying to do an assessment of the area and see if she can find any indication of information that we haven't already gotten from Mr. Del Monte.
Are you
It's very
like doing a survival check, Adelaide? 'Cause-
Investigation?
Okay.
Sure, give me an
I'm-
investigation check. Yeah.
Natural 20. 26
Nice.
total.
Adelaide, as you're looking around on the ground and looking through this kind of torn up ground, the way that some of the dirt is kind of kicked or pushed and kind of sprays, like I was talking about, was maybe a kid shuffling through the sand or something. You get the distinctive feeling that it comes from the valley, which would make sense in your mind as it kind of becomes a softer ground when it gets to the edge of the of this, and it goes to the center. So it looks like it came from the valley to the center of this farm. And as you're searching around the farm or the center of this area, right where it sort of ends, as you're looking around the ground, you see footprints, bare footprints, humanoid, maybe elf or human, too big to be halfling or dwarf or gnome, and much too small to be any of the much larger races. Kind of on the ground around, and they kind of walk off, continuing almost in the same direction, and walk down one of the rows of pineapples until it gets to the harder dirt beyond, and then into the city. Well, hits the dirt, and you would guess it's going towards the city.
So I missed a little bit of the beginning of that. There were larger footprints and then there were smaller footprints. Is that what I'm...
There were no larger footprints,
No.
but it looks like this track was made by some large creature shuffling its
Track,
feet
okay.
through,
The track, sorry.
through the dirt, kicking
Okay.
at the dirt and the plants as it goes.
Mhm.
I've been likening it to a child walking through a beach and like kind of shuffling their feet underneath the sand. As it does, it kicks
Okay,
up
yeah,
dirt,
no,
and
I
as the dirt gets kicked up, it pushes and kind of sprays forward and out to the sides, and that's what kind of got you the direction that makes sense. And then when you got there, you see that the end where it stops, around that area, there are bare footprints of a humanoid creature of medium size.
Yeah. All right.
Should we
So
follow the
should we what?
footprints back to town?
Well, they
That's the
go
best
to the harder
destination.
dirt, and then you can't see them anymore.
Well, they're heading towards town.
Yes.
But,
Where did they start from, though?
Follow.
yeah. I'm not sure we would have trying to fake a person in the town.
Can't hear anything you're saying, Angela. Sorry.
No.
It's a bad night for your internet. Bad day for your internet.
Talk amongst yourselves.
That came through loud and clear.
Yeah.
I think, Adelaide,
No, because I'm green now.
were you saying we should go towards the forest to find where
Yes.
they came from? Because it'd be easier than
Sorry,
tracking them in town,
I
right?
mumble when I get really in the zone. Yes, that's what I was saying.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure that I was translating that correctly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what luck we'll have with no clues other than person of this height-sized going that way. But
No, it sounds like
that's
a
a much
good
more
idea.
unusual track.
Could always listen for the sound of laughter.
In the town. Maybe. I think maybe checking the
In
origin
the forest,
makes
right?
sense.
Yeah, let's trace it back and see if we can find it in the woods.
All right.
Like, did it drop a person?
Or did the person change into a giant?
Also troubling, but very possible.
Weird.
Well,
And then
possible. Maybe not very possible. Right.
I don't know. Isn't there that
Like towards-
spell that like enlarges people? I've seen some of the
There's that. Yeah.
spellcasters use it in the
Sure.
nights.
Evidence of another person around. Sure. Let's take a look. The origin of the
Bonnie draws her performer's sword and points in the direction. Onward, let's go.
All right. Where are you going exactly?
No sound effects?
To the
I'm not fighting anything.
forest.
No side effects unless I'm fighting.
All right. So you guys start to head into the forest. It's a very light forest here. On the other side of the valley, it gets a little bit dense. Actually, it gets fairly dense. But here, it's just kind of wooded. You can see fairly far. There's not much to be able to hide, at least you think. You start to head into the forest. What are you looking for? What are you trying to discover? And begin.
I'm gonna be using my survival skill to look for similar tracks or stuff that it may have come through.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can find any indications of what it could be that is traipsing through here. If there's any sort of anything that I would know from a monstrous perspective, or any evidence of any sort of spell casting, or anything that might explain something.
All right, so
Logan. Oh, go
yes.
ahead. I was going to tell you my role, but you can go ahead first.
What role?
It's survival.
My survival.
I know what you said you were trying to do, but I wasn't going. I actually wasn't going to have you do survival. But
Okay.
So what did you get on your survival check though?
I'm not. It's fine. I'm not accepting my natural 20.
Did you get a natural? Oh, you can just have it on your next
Yeah,
roll.
I did.
I was going to have you from it's still, although it's not necessarily survival. It's more investigation. You're looking for clues, but I was going to have it from a survival aspect. But I think they're the same skill. So, but the natural 20 is fine. So, but as you're looking around using survival and your investigative skills, you start to find like broken branches, weird depressions in the ground, and you even find at one point this fabric that looks like it's been ripped off of something. It's sort of a kind of almost like a burlap like fabric.
Okay, I'll take
very,
that.
very itchy, very strong, very thick.
Is it colored, or is it this color of
It's
burlap?
kind of a brownish,
Brown.
designed to blend in, maybe.
Like a tweed.
Because of
That's
how
what I was
thick it
thinking.
is. It might almost be. It might almost come off of something very large, like a blanket or something. You wouldn't think that somebody would make clothes out of this unless they're. Well, you don't know.
Got something.
Hmm.
Piece of cloth, a couple broken branches, heading this way.
All right. Maybe that's the path it took through the woods.
It has a tweed-like sort of thing going on.
No meta thought to that.
No.
All right, let's head that direction.
So, Adelaide, do you want to try to explain to me what you were doing again?
I was trying to angle for an investigation check as we were moving to see if I could find any proof of what kind of large creature was walking around.
Well, that's not going to be an
Like, she's
investigation
got a
check.
lot of-
That would be an Arcana check, or a
Excellent.
Nature check.
I will go with Arcana, please. That's a much better number for me. That's a 12. Ooh, yeah, that's a 12.
So you have lots of large creatures that could do very similar things. One of them, actually, that kind of springs to mind is the Bulette, which is the land shark. It's large, lumbering, doesn't have a propensity of wearing tweed, but who knows? They have their own life choices, and it could very easily have made similar marks to what you found. As they can burrow through the ground without leaving any trace of their passing. So a Bulette could actually fit a lot of the clues you have right now. Except for the human.
Adelaide. Right. But there are people who could shapeshift into various forms. A bulette is not outside the realm of possibility of what someone could transform into. She will be thinking that out loud to everybody.
Okay.
As they're walking, Bonnie is kind of keeping her eyes peeled for any sign of a hawk that might be circling overhead, any sign of what she thinks might be Francis, or also looking for a cave that, since we know that it's the Infinite Tea Gauntlet is in a cave in the valley, she's kind of keeping her eyes peeled for those two things.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay, day. 18.
As you're walking along, Bonnie, you do catch sight through the trees of a hawk flying around. Now, that's not unheard of in this area. You got an 18, you said? But as you're watching, you see that this hawk, as it flies through some of the trees and then back up, it has a leather thong attached to its leg.
Well, hello there, friend.
Hi.
I think,
Oh, you're not
guys
talking to me.
see the hawk? It's got a leather thong on it. I think it might be, maybe it belongs to Francis.
Good
Trying to
eye.
make its way through the academy.
Maybe.
And how do we follow it? Would you like me to fly?
Can Bonnie whistle to it, and try to do an animal handling to get it to come to her,
Sure,
maybe,
yeah,
by any
go for
chance?
Give me that handling check.
We'll do it. That is a 19.
Okay. As you kind of whistle out, the hawk, which you kind of lost sight of for a second, kind of swoops back down into the under the canopy. Not that it's a really big canopy. It starts to kind of glide through and flap through the trees. As it gets within probably 30, 40, 50 feet in front of you, it just kind of swoops back up and above the trees again. So it did come this way, but it did not come over to you.
A well-trained bird.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry,
All right.
what's the significance of the bird?
Francis is a ranger and has a hawk as a pet.
Right.
Francis! Francis!
I subtly cast
Francis!
thaumaturgy on Merrick as he's yelling.
Can you cast thaumaturgy on other people?
That's a good question. I have no
I
idea.
think it
in
might
this
be a
case, yes.
personal thing.
Yep, it worked.
Yeah, sure.
So,
For comedic effect,
It works.
So Derek, your next Francis comes out and just bellows and echoes through the forest. You didn't know you had it in you. It must have been something you ate. It's pineapple. It really
Pineapples.
does make everything
Mhm.
better. So about 6 or maybe 12 seconds later, coming through the canopy, you have no idea where it came from. An arrow hits the ground at Merrick's feet, about 2 feet away.
I'm gonna check on the fletching and just see what the construction of the arrow looks like, just to see if Merrick knows his way around a bow and an arrow. So he's just curious about the construction of it. If it's looks like it's hunting, the orientation of the arrowhead versus the knock.
It's a flight arrow, so it's designed to go for distance more than anything. It's not a hunted tip. It's just a pointed tip. So there's no not designed to do a lot of damage. It's more designed for just probably target practice, being dramatic, sending messages, things like that.
Is there any kind of message wrapped around the...
Nope.
I think the message is that could have hit one of us had it wanted to.
Well, we're not here to fight him, so hopefully he doesn't shoot at one of us again.
Well, we did very much announce our presence, so hopefully that engenders some goodwill.
Mm-hmm. Shall we go in the direction that it came from, at least?
I'm sure that if he wanted to be seen, he would approach. We probably distracted him for whatever he was looking for previously.
Maybe.
Well, the only reason we're even looking for him is because that Joni Star guy that wanted to get into Bonnie's pants pointed us in his direction.
Mm-hmm.
My pants remained firmly buttoned all evening. Thank you.
I figured, but nonetheless, that's what he was after. And then he gave us this name, and now we got to find this guy who's shooting arrows at us.
Like I said, he'll probably find out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, it takes more than a mention of a galleon to get into my pants.
I didn't say you were going to give in. I said that's what he wanted. Two very different
Yeah.
things.
Oh, I understand that.
So a few seconds later, the hawk comes flying down, lands next to the arrow, grabs the arrow with its mouth and kind of like jerks it out of the ground, reaches down around its leg. It's got a little cylinder there. And it kind of like noses out and pulls out this little piece of paper until it falls on the ground, and then picks up the arrow and stabs the arrow through the paper, and then flies away.
You are adorable, she says to the hawk. Wish it would let me pet it.
There you go. Go ahead, Merrick, read it.
Okay.
It stabbed the arrow through the paper and then it flew off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and left the arrow in the paper behind.
Oh, that didn't follow. All right, yeah, grab, remove the arrow and then slowly work the paper off of the arrow.
Yeah.
That's the most
So it's very crudely pierced.
extra message delivery ever.
Small piece of paper that says, hastily scribbled above the message that says, are you friend or foe? It says, sorry, forgot to tie this to the arrow.
Friend?
Bonnie, do the thing.
Friend!
About a minute later, you see this human. No, let's make him. What do we say? Did we give him a race yesterday? I don't remember. Last week?
No.
Let's say he's a half-elf. So this half elf, kind of scraggly haired, younger looking, scruffy bearded half elf, kind of running in these nice doublet and leather pants, and he's just running with a quiver in one hand and a bow in the other. He's got his arms out, kind of coming down a hill a little faster than he should be. Holding both of these things kind of out to try to balance as he's just like taking these huge leaps as he's just coming down this hill until his hawk is kind of flying down and swooping next to him until he gets right down to the bottom of it where he just eats it down on the ground and slides for about 15 feet through some mud before just like sitting up laughing his ass off.
Are you okay?
As you go over to him, he kind of looks up. He's got just mud just streaked down him. His equipment is kind of scattered, and he's just laughing. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. That actually happens more often than you'd think. And he starts to kind of clean himself off, and he stands up. I'm Francis, and he kind of puts his hand out, muddy as it is.
Val, and she'll shake his hand.
Nice to meet you.
Arthur.
Merrick.
Merrick, nice to meet you.
Adelaide Chaucer. Pleasure.
Well,
And
I know
Bonnie.
who the pretentious one is now.
Dunbar, if you want my last name as well.
Joni Star said that we should seek you out as a guide through the valley, if possible.
He would. What is it? Where are you looking to go? I mean, I'm not cheap.
We're looking for a cave. I'm not sure if there's more than one.
Lots of caves around here.
One where the Infinite Tea Gauntlet is rumored to be at.
You've lost me.
Okay.
He starts to pick up his gear. I don't really know a lot about this place. Just me and Zanny over there. We just know it really well. I don't know where things are though.
Where did
Zanny.
Brewster say it was?
Short for Xanathar.
I am delighted. Oh, Professor Brewster said where it was. I'm trying to remember if he had a. Did we get a map from him? I can't remember.
Yeah. We looked at a map.
That's right. We did look at a
He
map.
looked at the map.
I never forget a map.
Brewster. Yeah, he's been asking me about caves a lot lately. I do know of one that's kind of deep, way at the back of the valley that kind of made some, matched the description he was talking about last time. But yeah, we haven't gotten a chance to go out and take a look at it. Maybe that's the one he's talking about?
Maybe.
Sure. There's the shop.
It might be.
What's your going rate?
Well, are you working? Were you hired by Brewster?
Not by Brewster, no.
Hired by someone who hires Brewster.
For one of Brewster's students.
Mm-hmm.
We're contractors.
God, Susan. All right.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
There you go. Speak of the devil.
Got the
Literally.
devil part right.
Well, I'll. Sorry. What?
Susan did not leave the best of impressions with us.
No, but her sister's pretty cute. Anyways, so I would need at least, if it's Susan the Lesser's family paying for it, 2 gold a day.
Well, that's doable.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Was that too low? Should I go higher next time?
No, I mean, you have specialized services, right? That no one else can provide?
Yeah.
And we're not paying
About-
for it, so.
A week's worth of wages a day, so 5 gold a day.
5 gold a day. That sounds pretty good. I would like 5 gold a day, but that'd be really nice.
There you are.
All right.
You're a professional. Act like one.
Yeah.
Price yourself how you think you're worth. Don't undersell yourself.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
This is some really good advice. I should be writing.
Is there a
this
lot
down.
of competition in the area
Wish I could
for this?
No, not many people come out here. Just me and
You
Zanny.
even charge more for that then?
May I pet him, Zanny?
Just be careful of the eyes.
Of course. Bonnie's gonna go over and kind of sweet talk the hawk and give it scritches if this hawk will let her. Yes, I will sweet hawk.
So you kind of come over and kind of like looks at you and kind of like bounces over towards you a little bit and kind of gives you a little side eye.
She'll do the same little whistle that she did beforehand.
Kind of
and-
bounce over a little bit more.
Reach and just give little scritches. Just.
Oh yeah, right there.
Whoa!
What?
I didn't know you spoke.
Oh yeah, I can speak. What?
You just startled me. That's all.
Oh, he kind of like lifts his head again, like walks closer to you.
Adelaide.
Go back to scritching him.
Wait, Bonnie, hold on. And Adelaide, like.
No, buddy, don't stop.
I will not stop with the
Sure,
scritching.
Adelaide rushes over to the complete.
Adelaide.exe has stopped working.
Yeah. It's all right.
Every time Adelaide
Just-
wants to do anything,
She's on her way to the hawk.
she's like moving in slow motion. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
She's gonna do the happy dance.
As soon as Adelaide can talk again,
Adelaide talks to the hawk.
She speaks Hawk, which is why we don't understand her.
Exactly. It was hypersonic. You couldn't hear it.
Got it.
No, she sort of like, where is the hawk, like on the ground or is it on something?
Standing
Okay.
there.
So she sort of crouches down towards the hawk. Have you always been a
It's
hawk?
like looking at you while it's getting scritches. Like, what the fuck?
Have you always been a hawk?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much always been a hawk. I mean, I don't
Have
always
you-
want to be a hawk. I'd like to be so much more.
Have you always been a talking hawk?
No, that's fairly new.
How recent?
About a year ago.
How?
A little to the side. There you go.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I don't know. I think it was some sort of spell.
Sure. Who did Francis do it?
Yeah, at least he says he did.
Francis, and she will wander back to
he looked
Francis.
over, finally getting all of his gear picked up. Yeah.
Xanathar talks.
Yeah.
That's not usual.
Xanathar's going to school.
Really?
Yeah.
That is enterprising. I am so proud. I'm very proud of you, Xanathar.
Thank you.
What are you
I
studying?
think I want to be a doctor.
That's awesome.
He won't even need scalpels.
He's got really good vision, too.
Mm-hmm.
Natural predisposition for the career is a great first step.
That's interesting. I'm actually a healer. What part of it are you studying?
I want to be a surgeon.
Yeah, that takes the most studying. You're going to be in school for a while, but it's worth it.
Yeah, but it's okay. I don't mind. I think I'm going to be around for a good long time.
Oh, good.
Francis, never undersell yourself. That's incredible. That you were able to. And what do you.
Can't everyone do that?
No!
No.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's brilliant. You're brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you like treats?
I mean, I think Zanny's more brilliant. I mean, he's want to go to school and all.
Yeah, but
Schooling's not everything. You can have all sorts of skills. I mean, schooling's a lot, but it doesn't have to be everything. Well, I'm very impressed, Francis.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
putting it up there.
so would you mind taking us to this cave and showing us what there is to see?
Sure, yeah, I'd be glad to. Are you ready to go, Zanny? And you see there was something between the two of them. Zanny kind of like tilted his head a little bit like he was going to get upset or something. You're not really sure. It's hard to read a hawk. And Francis is picking up on what she was saying. He wanted to change his name to Xanathar after reading about him and the eyes. He likes a lot of eyes. And so I sometimes still call him by his old name. All right, let's go. And the Xanathar takes off and starts flying, and you guys start walking.
Did you happen to see what it was that came through this way not that long ago? It got into, I think it was that green giant troll thing. It got into
No,
Delmonte's farm.
I was taking him to tutoring that day.
Have you ever heard of a giant that runs through tearing up pineapple fields and
There's
laughing
there's
with
been
childlike
rumors
abandon?
of a giant here for a very long time. The laughing giant is a more recent one, I think. But there's always been rumors of giants, but nobody's ever actually seen one. I mean, I don't think giants exist.
Well, someone claims to have seen one just the other night.
Yeah, that's what got us over here, actually.
Right.
Do you want a pineapple? And she pulls a pineapple out of her bag.
I love a pineapple. That sounds really tasty.
Yeah, the farmer didn't want any of the ones that were damaged, so I've got like 17.
That's a lot of pineapple.
I was gonna say, if you were on a ship, you wouldn't have to deal with scurvy, but obviously we're not on a ship.
If I was on a ship,
I think-
I would throw that pineapple overboard. Pineapple under the sea.
I mean, I think that pineapples work to prevent scurvy even off of ships.
Well, yes, but you typically don't get scurvy off of ships. You know, having access to fresh fruit and all.
Anyway, here's a
We
pineapple.
don't eat a lot of. We eat mostly meat.
An extra pineapple for you, my friend.
I hand him a couple pineapples.
No, thank you. I'll see if Xanathar is interested in some of these later.
I'm not sure if Hawk should eat pineapple. I don't know.
I really don't know. I'll find out. He's very smart. He knows what he can eat and what he can't.
Great.
If it's something dangerous for him, I mean, he's done a lot of research.
That's good.
So
It's a good plan.
freaking smart bird.
He's very smart. I heard this Xanathar is pretty smart too. Somebody he read about.
What?
Is he also a guide?
No, I don't think so. I think he's more of a sort of like philosopher or like maybe he's like a doctor or something like that. I don't know. Zanny he really loves like all the eyes. Like they have that has like 10 eyes or something. He's very excited about that.
Would Adelaide be aware of who or what Xanathar is?
Give me a history check.
Mayor could also be interested just because Kyle knows about Xanathar and what his ties are.
19.
Yeah, 19, absolutely. So in this world, Xanathar is very similar to what he is there. He's a scholar, and he exists in a major city, not in this kingdom, but another, or this country. But he is a beholder. He's the only beholder that's ever made contact with humans and wanted to live amongst them.
Interesting choice of hero, but who am I to
Well,
judge?
His old name was he didn't like, and so he got this thing about eyes. What?
She'll be back with us later. She'll catch up.
Okay. She's just.
We'll just
she's
continue
really quiet
walking.
sometimes. All right.
She gets
So,
lost sometimes.
So, what are you guys trying to do here? Are you trying to help out with?
Find an artifact.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Discover new adventures.
Mm-hmm. Endless scones. That's what I'm in it for.
Yeah, the infinite tea scones. Those could feed a lot of people.
Just one, me. Really.
Well, I don't know much about these things, but good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're coming with us.
I'll take you to the cave, but I'm not going to go inside with you. No, I don't do caves. I do out here. Zanny definitely doesn't do caves. Dark and dank.
Right.
He's not a big fan.
Understandable. We've spent quite a bit
Perfectly
of time at
understandable.
cave recently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't too bad. We had good company.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Alrighty. No, I'm glad that we ran into you guys.
So, are you going to take us to the cave now, or do we want to meet out?
Yeah, we're walking there right now. It's just going to be a
Right,
while.
okay. Well,
All right, sounds good.
How far of a trip is it?
Oh, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
a couple of
small
miles.
valley. All right.
Well, I mean, it's not all the way at the other end, but it's close.
Sounds good.
I spy something with my little eye. Something that is green.
Your face.
Is it a tree?
Who has green?
That's pure.
Somebody has green.
Me.
Hmm.
Yeah, why are you all covered in... Did you run into, like, painted pixies or something?
Yeah.
Adelaide just taps her nose.
Yeah.
How do you ward them off or drive them away?
Or clean them off.
Or just
You leave. There are several creatures whose anal secretions can be used to clean it off. So I mean, if you want to,
I'm not putting that in World Anvil again.
only
Not
on
doing
your
it.
only on your skin though. It doesn't work on clothing.
Mhm.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
I don't even want to know how someone figured that out.
Yeah.
Well, when you
I really
get turned
need to
different
check the
colors,
ingredients.
sometimes it's just a matter of doing anything and everything. You just got to try it all. So somebody had to try. I mean, like Zanny. I mean, he's that type of person that would do that. He just wants to try everything and experiment, and I mean, he doesn't really have exposed skin, so he'd probably do it on his feathers. But that's the type of way he thinks.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
it was a tree, by the way.
That's what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
That's okay.
Was it one of Bobby's?
Bobby's?
Bobby Ross.
The happy.
Yeah.
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 One of the little happy trees. No.
Yeah, she raises painted pixies.
That would explain the hair.
Hmm.
We should talk.
Why
Also-
does she raise painted pixies?
For the paint.
Makes
She-
sense.
But her paintings are so much more orderly.
Well, yeah.
Does she
they,
use
they she harvests the paint off of them and then uses that to paint with.
fair
It's
enough.
kind of like raising
thought they were involved.
bees.
Huh.
Except she refuses to buy an outfit that covers everything.
Hmm.
I think she wears goggles.
That would be a smart idea.
That's the important
She's
part.
very smart and very happy.
That's good.
She was very nice when we went there for a bath.
Went to Bobby's house for a bath.
Well,
We
no.
went to a business.
The business.
Oh, Bobby's. Oh, yeah, right. She tells me. I've never been there. Zanny has.
Yeah, it was a nice bath. It'd be worth it if you ever need one.
I just go in the lake.
Ooh.
Well, it's kind of a
It's fair.
pond. I call it the lake. It's the pond named the lake.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I'm very excited to be working with you guys.
Likewise.
For 20, 30 minutes
Same.
out of your day, and then we'll say goodbye, yes.
Well, I mean, I'll be here. I'll wait out here to take you guys back. I mean, you don't want you getting
Perfect.
lost.
Thank
I
you.
do appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
And as you guys start to approach that side of the thing, it might be a little bit longer than 20, 30 minutes. I'm thinking you're going through not just like straight road travel either. So it's probably more like 30, 40 minutes to go 2 or 3 miles towards the outskirts of this small valley. It is a fairly small valley. You start to hear laughter. And this is a deep, chortling sound that is coming. It echoes throughout this side of the valley. Even with all the trees, it just seems to echo. It's mild, it's off in the distance, but it's definitely coming from the end of the valley. And that's where we're going to end.
Right.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate it. Thank you to World Anvil, the most robust of world building and campaign management softwares that exist, for being our sponsor. Thank you to Die Hard Dice. Go to worldanvil.com to light up the forge. And if you want to roll with the best, you go to dieharddice.com. You can use the coupon code Goonies for
Goonies.
15% off your first or next order. And by using that coupon code, you tell them that you heard about them through us, or that you thought about them through us. And that makes them very happy that they are working with us. And we like them to be happy, because then they send us amazing things like giveaways. I believe, yes.
5 minutes before game ended, I realized what you did with that goddamn
Yes,
hawk.
I saw you realize what I did.
Mhm.
Hate it. Hate it.
I didn't do these things. You did them.
I did not do this thing. That's a bold-faced lie. Sorry, I'm still in upset
Bald
Adelaide.
eagle
voice.
face lie. It's a bald eagle face lie. Bye, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you next week, right here on the Shenanigoons.
Thank you for tuning in to Shenanigoons, a proud member of the Nerdsmith Network. Find us every week on nerdsmith.org or wherever you get your podcasts. We live stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/wearenerdsmith. We are Nerdsmith.